Let's begin. Today we are going to be using a single free weight as well as a cushion or a pillow. All right, let's go ahead and start onto our backs here. We're going to begin by opening up the backs of our legs and warming up our core. So I'm going to have you lengthen your legs all the way down onto your mat. I want you to really extend through the legs, feel that space in the front of your hips, and flex your toes up towards the ceiling. You're going to begin with just some point and flex through your feet. And I want you to continuously try to breathe with each movement. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Noticing that when your legs are long on that mat, it encourages more space across the front of your hips. That's it, opening up any of that tension that might be there. All right, 2 more points and flexes. Last one. Keep your feet flexed, and I'm going to have you draw your left knee in towards your chest. Hold on behind your thigh, press down into your bottom leg, and you're going to extend your top leg long, and then bend. Extend the top leg long, and then bend. Good, not being too judgmental on is my leg straightening? Is it not? Just try to feel that opening across the back of your leg. Reach and down. 2 more just like this. And then we're going to hold that top leg long. Now I want you to point and flex both feet again. Point and flex. Just bringing some awareness all the way down to the tips of those toes. Even that bottom leg still getting a little bit of love there. Really press them down into the floor and feel that nice length you're creating in your body. 1 more. And then gently rest that left leg down to the mat, other side. Hold on behind your right leg. Bottom leg is engaged. Make sure it's really pressing into the floor as you start to stretch and bend. Check in with your hips and just making sure that as you extend your top leg up, that that hip position is not shifting around too much. Trying not to extend so much that you actually kind of press that lower back down into the mat. Really try to keep that integrity in the low back. 2 more. And then hold that leg all the way up. Point and flex through those feet, opening up. Good. Remembering that oxygen flows through the blood to the muscle. So you want to try to feed those muscles as much as you can with that breathing. And then go ahead and release those legs all the way. Very good. Now we're going to maintain those legs long, feet flexed, hands come gently behind your head. Elbows are going to float a little bit in your peripheral vision. And on your exhale, you're going to take a chest lift. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, lower down. We're going for 8 here this morning. Exhale. Inhale. Keep those legs elongated. Keep pressing them lightly down into the mat. And trying to keep the front of your throat soft. So allowing the weight of your head just to rest back into your hands here. 2 more. Feeling that rib cage knit together in order to lift that chest. Last one, hold it up. Now we're going to take a leg lift. Right leg reaches all the way up towards the sky. Press that bottom leg down. And lower. Left leg lifts up. And lower. Maintain that head resting back into your hands. Keep that top foot flexing. Keep that bottom leg flexing. Keep breathing here. That's it. Reach. And lower. 2 more. To the right. And to the left. Now we're going to maintain that chest lift. Float that right leg into tabletop. And you're going to take small leg lifts with your bottom leg. Exhale, lift up. 8. Exhale, lift up. 7. Ooh, these are tough. At any point, you can lay your head down and just focus on that connection through those low abs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Give your neck a rest. Switching sides. Left leg comes to table. Right leg floats to the floor. Hands come behind the head. Float it up. Engage through those low abs. Really stabilize that low back as you lift for 8, 7. Feeling that heat. 6, 5. That's it. 4. Doesn't have to be big. 3. Ooh. 2. And 1, lower down, very good. Okay, allow your thighs to do a little side to side, and let's come all the way on up to seated. Great, this is where you're gonna use your optional pillow, if you'd like, and we're gonna pad up underneath our left hip first. So I'm gonna have you bring it right underneath your left hip, and you're gonna bring yourself into what I call a 90-90, or like a pinwheel seated position. So I have my front leg bent in front of me and my side leg kind of bent around. Setting up for your mermaid. Go ahead and take your hand to the floor, side bend away, and then flowing to that other side. We're going to take about 8 of these from side to side, just giving yourself permission to just feel that nice stretch, feel that nice flow as you move. And we're going to start adding on, layering on as we go here. Feeling that lovely stretch from your hip all the way up through your rib cage. Now, as we keep going here, we've got about 3 more sets. I want you to really focus on trying to push the legs into the floor as you take your stretches. So especially as you side bend away, push those legs down into the floor, and you'll really get that nice counter stretch, giving yourself a little bit of an anchor so that you can really stretch away. Good, let's do 1 more. Keep pressing down into those legs. That's it, great. Now this front arm here is going to extend a little bit longer away from you, where you rest your forearm all the way down onto the floor. Just make sure your elbow and your shoulder are stacked so you're not too crunched up underneath you. Top hand is going to come behind the head, and you're going to engage the power of your oblique and your side thigh pushing down in order to do this next one, okay? From here, you're going to engage that side waist to lift up, and then inhale, come down. The body is going to want to try to lift the thigh as you lift up. Try to keep that inner thigh pushing into the mat. Good. It's going to take that stress away from the side of your hip and move it up into the side of your waist. I am using my bottom hand into the mat. Don't think I'm not. But I'm trying to think about my top waistline engaging to bring my chest up and then back down. Feeling that waistline working. We're going to take 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And then brings you all the way back up. Excellent. Rinse and repeat on the other side. Really simple. Readjust. And we'll start with just a set of those side bends to begin. So bringing yourself sitting up nice and tall. You've got the cushion underneath your front hip. Bottom hip is not on the pillow at all, giving itself room to live there. Setting yourself up on the other side. Here we go. Side arm reaches away, giving yourself that nice stretch, and then coming up and over. Good. Just like we did on the first side, just giving yourself the first few repetitions here just to find a sense of ease and flow, and then we'll start to layer on after that. Keep breathing, noticing how different this side feels. Maybe it's the same, maybe it feels like a whole new body on this side. Good. Now, cue that we did on the first side was thinking about pressing your legs into the mat, really pressing down as you take those stretches. Now for me, that really allows myself to feel stable in my base here, stable in my legs and my hips, so that I can focus on the work in my waist and the stretch that I'm getting from side to side. Let's do 2 more. Keep pressing down through those legs actively. 1 more. Good. Now we're going to take our side arm here, and we're going to reach it a little bit further away so that we can rest our forearm down, shoulder stacking over elbow, opposite hand comes behind the head. Now the side thigh is going to push into the mat. I'm going to draw in through my middle and start those side bend lifts. I'm focusing on my top waist and pushing that bottom knee into the floor so I can really engage that inner thigh and make sure that I am in fact targeting that engagement of my side waist and not gripping in my hip too much. Pressing up. Good, getting a little bit of arm work going on the bottom arm there. Keep breathing. We have 3. It's gonna bring us all the way up in 2. 1 more time. And then coming all the way up to the top. Very nice. Okay. Let's take that cushion out from underneath our single hip here. I want to come back onto our backs, doing just a little bit more work for the core. Now I'm going to double up my cushion here. If you have a ball, you can also use a ball underneath your back of your pelvis here. I'm just going to put a little something squishy underneath my hips so that it challenges my stabilizers and my core just a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to bridge my hips on up, resting my cushion right underneath the back of my hips. I want it to set somewhere between my low back and the top of my cheeks. All right, here's where the free weight comes into play. It's just gonna add a little bit of extra challenge in through my abdominals. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna float one leg up into the table and then the other. Nice. Now from here, I'm going to begin a hinge. I'm going to begin to move my arms overhead just until the point where I feel like I can't hold my core strong anymore. And then really think about that abdominal connection to pull that weight back on up. And then again, inhale overhead, exhale coming up. This is one of my favorite series to target the abdominals without curling up, without getting into your neck there. Really finding the power of that breathing. Inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale, navel to spine, rib cage knits down your front. Think about that abdominal connection actually moving the weight. So you're pulling the ribs across the front and that's dragging that weight back up. Good. Just moving the weight overhead just as far as feels comfortable for your shoulders. I have a little bit of soft bend in my elbow just to make sure again that I'm not stressing out that shoulder joint. That's it. Now I'm going to take one more here. And now I'm going to hold that weight overhead somewhere that I can maintain. So I'm going to choose kind of like a halfway point. And I'm going to take a little single toe dip. Like I'm going to switch from side to side and switch and switch and switch and switch. If you're feeling any pressure in that lower back, it just means that you're maybe move those arms a little bit too far, or maybe that toe dip doesn't actually need to touch the floor. Just kind of scale back a little bit. Really focus on that feeling of challenging those abdominals. And the only reason that you go farther is to give yourself more sensation. So if you're feeling it just enough, going small, keep it small. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest those feet all the way down. Bring the free weight in towards your chest. Very good. Okay, pillow's gonna come out from underneath your hips, but we're gonna use it in between the inner thighs for one more here. All right, so I'm just gonna give my inner thighs something to squeeze in against. Again, it's just meant to amplify what you're already feeling in your core. If you don't wanna squeeze the pillow, put it off to the side. All right, free weight is gonna reach straight on up. Now I'm gonna be moving from my thighs and my hips. So I'm gonna begin to take a tick-tock. I'm gonna tick my thighs over to one side, allowing my hips maybe to peel a little bit off the mat, and then exhale, coming back to center. Again, just big enough for you to feel the work, not so big that you're rolling from side to side. Good. So we're targeting into those obliques again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. I want you to feel that weight coming from your little free weight, if you're using it, as a reminder to really anchor down through the backs of your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Try to keep those little tips of the shoulders reaching open and wide, keeping that upper back nice and stable on your mat. We're going to take 4 more, squeezing in on your pillow or your cushion every time you come to center, deepening that connection. 1 more, each side. Last one. And then rest the feet down. Okay. Ooh, that feels good. Free weight is gonna stay with, and we're just gonna keep it handy off to the left-hand side of our mat. Hands and knees. And we're gonna come into some single leg work here. I'm gonna slide my left leg back behind me, and I'm gonna reach my leg up in line with my hip. Good. Hold from here, and I really want you to focus on that lift through the middle and pushing away from your mat with your hands. Okay. We're gonna take a lower and lift with that back leg for 8. And 7. Good. We are gonna stay with this left leg for a little moment here. So not get pressuring yourself to really overdo this first lift and lower. Give yourself a chance just to really focus on stabilizing your hips, really focusing on squeezing the muscle at the top. Good. If you give yourself time to really think about form and really think about function, what is this exercise doing? You will start to feel it even more. Okay? Last 2. Good. Last 1. Excellent. Now we're going to come into a hamstring curl. So you're going to start to pull your heel towards your bum and then extend your leg back out long. Good. At any point, you're more than welcome to walk your hands more forward in front of you to take the pressure off of your wrists, or come down onto your forearms. So many options here. Curling that back heel in and extend. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Sweep that leg back on in. Now we're going to amplify. Again, optional. You can always disregard my cue to turn up the volume here and what you're feeling. From here, we're going to keep the leg bent. We're going to begin to sweep that leg up and down. Good. So here's where that real focus on form is coming into play. Now that we have something heavy that we're pressing up towards the sky with the back of that leg, good thing that we really focus on squaring off our hips, breathing and engaging the core even before we got here. So keep all those elements going with you. Slow and controlled, feeling that work. Good. Now we're going to isolate at the top where you feel the work the most, and we're going to take 2 sets of 10 pulsing up and up. And again, the only reason we're identifying this spot, good, is it's the most challenging part, and we're really trying to workshop staying easy in the rest of our body, trying to give ourselves a sense of calm, peace as we work hard. 4, 3, 2, 1, and slide that leg all the way down. Really nice. All right, heading into the second side, let's slide that right leg back, pressing the leg up and down. Really focusing on where you want to feel this movement. We're looking for the entire back chain of our body. So moving from the hamstring, back of the thigh there, up through the glute. Good, feeling some of the muscles in the mid-back, as well as in the arms and the shoulders. Just making sure that there's not too much movement going on through the lower back. Good. We have plenty of other stronger muscle groups that can work rather than tensing up too much in this low back area. Next time the leg stays lifted, we're going to take those hamstring curls. Heel pulls towards the seat and extend. Heel pulls in and extend. Keep that neck nice and easy. Keep checking in with yourself. Where can you breathe more? Where can you find a little bit of ease in your body? Good. Maybe those wrists are starting to feel a little bit tired and you want to bend your elbows a little bit. Keep breathing. Keep making those adjustments. We have 2 more. 1 more. Slide that thigh all the way in. Good. Go ahead and take your free weight if you're using it and place it behind the back of your knee. Okay, slide that thigh back on up. Feel that work. We're going into full range of motion first. In and up. And then we'll isolate that last little couple inches. In and up. In and up. Deep breaths. Feel that engagement through the back of the leg, drawing navel to spine as you press the foot up. 2 more. 1 more. Hold the leg all the way up to the top. Little pulses pressing up, 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 up. Good. Try not to blast through these. Really think about lift, hold. Lift, hold. That's it. Good. Almost there. 4 more. We have 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide that thigh back down. So good. Release the weight from behind that knee. Final series. We are going to be taking a kneeling squat. And if being on your knees is not good for you, I want you to stand up and just take a squat series with us from your feet. Okay? If you're choosing the kneeling option, I'm going to use my cushion actually to make a little bit of a barrier between my heels and my bum, so that as I come down, I'm not lowering all the way down and stressing out the back of my knees. That's what's going to feel good for my body. If you can kneel without any pain or pressure, feel free to do so. Grab your free weight if you'd like, and you're going to hold it at your chest. I'm separating my knees about hips width distance, and if you're standing, your feet will be hips width distance. Good. Chest is going to lift. Nice deep breath in. And we're going to press all the way up to high knees or stand up tall and reach that weight overhead. Beautiful. And I'm going to hinge back and tap my bum towards my cushion. Exhaling up. Inhaling back. Again, if you're standing, this is where you're standing tall. Arms go overhead. And you're going to sink back into your squat. Bring your free weight towards your chest. Beautiful. Rise and lower. Good. Really focusing again on that connection through the entire body. We're focusing on core engagement. We're focusing on breath. We're focusing on length. Think about that relationship between your knees and your hands, making that space really long. If you're standing, it's between your feet and your hands, pulling everything apart. Engaging the glutes at the top. Making sure that as the arms go overhead, ribs are knitting down. Using that little core series that we did before when we were hinging those arms overhead and you worked so hard to keep that abdominal connection. Yes. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful, everyone. We're going to stop halfway down, whether you're standing or on your knees. Good. And we're going to reach the weight down towards the thighs and then reach the weight up overhead. Good. This is where we're going to finish with some little raises of those arms overhead, really challenging those muscles of the back, challenging the muscles of the legs, challenging the muscles of the core. Good, you can always do this without a free weight and just sweep those arms up and down. Up, good, we have 5. Rise, 4. Rise, good, 3, 2, 1, and you are done.